Welcome back, Company of Heroes community, to Game 2 between Twister and Seb on Kolodny Firma Winter version. And this time the factions are reversed, so Twister will be playing the Germans as Seb will be taking on the Soviets from this matchup. So let's see if Seb can deliver the same map dominance as his opponent did to him in Game 1. So Game 2 coming up now between these two great Vico players. Which has also shown themselves to be very good Company of Heroes 2 players there in round 4. Both of them passed the initial group stages from day 1. They won their round 3 and they are now going at each other's throats in round 4. So whoever wins this is going to advance to the quarters where they will be meeting up against Sifa. But today, now we're gonna go ahead and start casting this game number two in that series, and with me I have Sarge. What's up, Sarge?
Hey, Fatal, glad to be back again. I'll tell you what, I'm really interested to see how this one goes. Russian dominance seems to have been a recurring theme. Really interested to see what Titty can do with the Axis.
Yep, hopefully Twister can show us some neat tricks, not only as the Relic devs who have actually been playing in this very same tournament, the TFN Company of Heroes 2 World Championship. Now today, yesterday, and tomorrow we will be doing these live events. So hopefully you can tune in tomorrow again for the semis and the finals. And also, before I forget, go ahead and scroll down on the page, twitch.tv/the Frontline Network. Just scroll on down, you can find our links to our Twitter, our YouTube, for example. Do follow there, that helps us immensely just to grow the community larger, so people will notice, oh, Company of Heroes, this is a pretty cool game, maybe I should give it a try. So the bigger we get, the better. Also follow the Twitch channel, the more followers we get, the better. That will enable us to get a partnership with Twitch and also enable us to get multiple transcodes, which basically means that you will be able to choose what resolution you want to watch at, and you're not forced to actually always watch at 720p, which we have decided to go for, as we know a lot of people can't actually watch 1080p streams. We can deliver it, but a lot of people can't watch it, so we've decided to stick with 720p for now. But without further ado, we should get into Game 2 before it's getting too late. We're hoping to be able to cast one more series between two other players, so we'll hopefully be able to do that. We'll see how long these games go on. But you ready to go at the 5-second mark, Sarge, following Seb, right?
Pause and good to go, following Seb.
At the 5-second mark, we'll unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We do have the tier 1 building going up for a Twister, so no, because I've actually seen, I'm not exactly sure, I know you played a little bit of Company of Heroes 2, Sarge. I've seen you on my Steam friends list, being online in Company of Heroes 2, so I know that you've been playing a little bit prior to this live casting event, so you know what you're talking about a little bit. But I've actually seen people go for, I think I witnessed it today when Plexi played versus Hans in round 3. He went for something around 4 Pyos directly straight into tier 2 to start churning out Pigrans.
Wow. That would be really interesting to see, because I think it's been a lot of very rote strategies we've seen lately, from the Russian side, 4 conscript start to something. From the Axis side, it is. So yeah, I'd welcome some Pio spam and break things up a little bit.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see new metagame evolving and, you know, different tactics and different build orders. That's always been the most interesting part for me in Company of Heroes, because players do different things, and that's just what's so interesting. It's not basically, you know, I'm going to build these and these units because they're just blatantly the best. So these are the ones I'm going to build, and I'm not going to build anything else. It's not that thing in Company of Heroes 2. It doesn't work the same way. There's obviously also in Company of Heroes 2, there's a bit of cheese here and there, going for that M3 half-track rush, for example, sticking snipers in M3s, or guards, for example, which I actually saw you people talking about in the chat prior to this matchup.
Yeah, and you know, it's early doors. Anyone is expecting Relic to deliver a completely balanced game on day 1. You know, in my opinion, that's just naive. This stuff takes time. Company of Heroes wasn't built in a day. Company of Heroes 2 isn't going to be built in a day. This is part of an ongoing process, but the foundation, to me, looks very, very solid, very promising, and I've got high hopes that this is going to be every bit as successful as its predecessor.
Yeah, when you see things like we have seen yesterday and today, like that rifle nade over the lumber pile to kill off the M3 half-track, which was actually hiding thanks to the true sight system in Company of Heroes 2, but still get rifle naded and actually destroyed by that damage. And also when you see people using Hit the Dirt, for example, think that their Vet 3 conscripts with Hit the Dirt are completely invincible and double bundles gets thrown at them, you know, you start to wonder, there's some very, very cool moments that can actually happen in Company of Heroes 2.
I'm really interested to see what the niche abilities are that aren't being used yet. One thing I'm kind of surprised is we've hardly seen any wire so far.
Very little wire is used. I'm not exactly sure, because just as in the early days of Company of Heroes 1, you don't get wire cutters basically instantly on your pioneers or your combat engineers. You gotta buy that sweeper kit, which also gives them the wire cutters. So wire could be powerful in Company of Heroes 2, but people don't tend to use it, as you say.
Nice placement from the conscripts by the house there. They found an angle where they've only got one window pointing at them and attempted to lay down some hurt on the grenadiers inside, but they've been chased off by a supporting grenadier unit.
Yeah, Twister is actually focusing on the southern side of the map, and he's got that all capped up. He's grabbing the cutoff, not that it's actually connected to anything for Seb, but he's still grabbing it nonetheless. He's going to generate a little bit of resources for Twister, and he needs to do something differently from what Seb did in the last game, and that is not get out-ticked.
Yeah, and also it seemed that Seb was very kind of defensive in the last game, and he made the game last a long time. He played, seemed to me like he played quite well. But yeah, you're entirely right. This it seems to me that the tech swings in KO2 are much harder. If you are not ready to counter T3, then you're going to be in a world of pain.
Yeah, you'll be in a world of hurt if you don't have a proper counter out before your enemy's vehicles start rolling out, or any other thing for that matter. You know, I've seen different things work, as I said before, 4 Pios directly into P-Grans from tier 2, and I've also seen players, Soviet players for example, go for M3s with snipers in them, just building tier 1 combat engineers and M3s and snipers, not building any conscripts. And then when you have maybe something like an MG heavy tactic and you get hit by M3s with snipers in them, all of a sudden all of your units are countered, and then you know, you're starting to get in trouble quite fast.
It's an issue. Interesting choice. Okay, now this is really weird. Seb is building 3 M3s.
3?
3.
Well, how many combat engineers does he have? 2? Or does he actually have 3 of them?
2 combat engineers, 1 with flamer, 1 without, and 3 conscripts.
Well, the flamer combat engineer is going to be the first one to be able to pop into this M3 light scout car out from Seb now, and he's just going straight for it.
And maybe the plan is, as soon as the scout car blows up, he's just going to jump out of it and hop into the next one.
He could build a little bit of a train or something, I'm not sure.
Could be, I've got no idea. It'll be interesting to see what it is with this.
Scout car wants to go in there, but he doesn't want to get fausted. He took quite a lot of flak from the MGs, down below 50% health, and a little bit of focus fire might be enough from the small arms fire, but the Grens are preoccupied with a conscript squad in the building just outside of the German base. It looks like Seb is basically going for a fast knockout in this matchup.
Yep, and these scout cars do take quite a beasting from the MG there. Both come down rather low health.
Yeah, you can't take full bursts from the MG on the M3 because they are not that well armored compared to the M5, for example, which has a lot of armor and health.
Look at the damage they're laying down in that Grenadier squad, even though they're in green cover. It's kind of similar to motorbike damage in Vico. They're really starting to chew through the infantry once they're massed.
Nice rifle nade went into the buildings with the conscript squad, which is just hanging out there. There goes the Faust, but the M3, oh, it does go out of control, crashes into another M3 that is coming in from the flank with a combat engineer flamer in it as well. He's going to grab Twister's cutoff now, and Twister's entire forces, except for 1 MG hanging out on the far left, is basically back at base now. He's been completely forced off the field.
Loses the MG42 as well. That gamble really paid off.
Yeah, I believe he lost 1 MG and maybe, I'm not sure if he had a secondary Pio or a third Gren, but he's down to 2 Grens, a Pio and 1 MG. He's building an armored car right now, so he's trying to get the counter out.
There's a big nade on the MG42 there for the Russians. They do manage to recover the unit, but it was a close thing.
Nice rifle nade timing there as that MG was packing up and trying to retreat. He didn't. He wasn't able to polish it off, however. This scout car is out from Twister now, but he can't afford upgunning it, so he's still going to be able to actually shoo away on the health of these M3s, but it's just not going to go as fast as it can do with the upgun. A 2 centimeter upgun on that scout car literally shoos up M3s every day of the month.
And the conscripts in the south there, pinned right in front of the MG, are really in a world of pain. With that scout car in pursuit, the whole squad could go down.
It's gonna retreat past a bunker that Twister actually set up at that center VP. Negative cover, MG opens up on him, but that conscript, it's dodging bullets like a master. The force is strong in that one conscript guy, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, lucky mugger. And Seb's going to be careful of that. I mean, we've seen earlier with the T-70 action that retreating squads need to be at least semi-healthy if they're going to make it back to base.
Yeah, you gotta pay attention. There are certain units like the Flammenwerfer and the T-70s that basically just outright kills everything, even when they're on retreat. So you gotta be careful, and when you see a major threat like that, just retreat instantly. If you don't have any backup forces, or if you don't have a plan in mind to lay down a Faust or something like that, for example, just get out of there as fast as possible.
Interesting, we have guards rifles in an M3.
Yeah. Now, these things, they're in an M3, highly mobile. They can fire their stationary weapons, which are the PTRSs and the DP light machine guns they can upgrade with. But on that platform, it's very easy to basically chase down the scout car itself, which is most likely it was built to counter the M3s. But yeah, it's a counter to the counter, basically.
80 grenades being upgraded now. I think he's going to want to get 80 grenades and maybe have a go at that scout car, slow it down, and then let the upgunned M3, which is what I'm going to call it for now, come in and finish it off.
Upgun M3, we also call it, I believe some people started calling it the Marcus car, because Marcus was the one on a live cast that started sticking guards in M3s.
That's not a bad call, and credit where credit's due. Ooh, what happened there?
Pack was actually produced from the tier 2 building after that scout car. That takes out one of the scout cars. It's going to be able to get around the pack, and the guards are opening up on that scout car as well. I'm not exactly sure if it's going to block him. The pack gets decrewed. Scout car might be in trouble now, but the M3 is more trouble. The guards pop out of the exploding scout car.
That scout car now.
It gets buttoned. The PTRS is easily going to be able to take that out, and they're actually behind the MG now. He's going to be able to force that MG off or outright kill it now.
Yeah, there's a lot of supporting infantry coming in though. Grenade goes in there, and it's important for Seb to maintain his position he's just achieved. He sacrificed a lot of units. Nice guards grenade there, clears the back of the Panzer IV carcass.
Yeah, they took cover behind the P4 carcass that actually gives heavy cover. You can see the green shields on the unit icons. That means heavy cover, which is basically the best cover that you can get in Company of Heroes games. But it's not enough against grenades.
Another rifle nade goes in, but doesn't quite do as much damage as they wanted, perhaps.
A bit of a lackluster rifle grenade. Sometimes they hit really well and sometimes they do. You just gotta hit that little cluster of infantry basically. And we did have that pack stolen now. That could work very good in Seb's favor if Twister is able to pump out any armor later in the game.
Yeah, it's really important to deny that unit to Twister as well. And recruiting with conscripts will definitely do that. And it looks like he's got enough of a head start. He might be able to get all the way home without further incident.
Gonna run past this bunker that Twister set up in the early stages of the game to guard that VP in the south. I'm not sure if it's gonna live. It opens up. That bunker's not having a fun time. He's not getting any kills at all today.
No, and that pack really needs to come back to base, reinforce, and get its full 6-man contingent. Ooh, Axis mortar out.
Axis mortar, it's gotta be a response to the building usage from Seb, I'd say.
And Seb is putting up T4 now.
Oh, conscript down to one man. They did hit the dirt, but it wasn't enough as the Pigrants came there to say hello. He's got enough munitions to throw a bundle, actually, if he decides to do so. But right now he's hanging on to his munitions. Most likely have a plan for it later.
Yeah, it's a real meat grinder going on down there. Point blank firefight. And even in spite of the hit the dirt, the conscripts are taking casualties.
Yeah, without the PPSHs, one of the best hard counters if you decide to go for the doctrine that Seb has chosen, which is basically the guards rifle combined arms tactics, which gives you guards hit the dirt, conscript assault package, the howitzer, and also the Sturmovik, which you can call in at 6 CPs, I believe, with hits 23mm cannons. It's a really cool thing. But you really got to have the PPSHs on the conscript and use hit the dirt against the Pigrants, then you outright win basically every engagement. But then you also have to factor in bundle nades, obviously.
Truth. And I'll be really interested to see how effective this mortar is going to be.
Oh!
It's firing at the MG42 in the house.
Took out 2 guys in the first shell. Oh, second shell takes out a little bit of a side building of that church in the center of Kolodny, Firma, Winter. And there goes the church.
Yeah, it goes down. Didn't take much at all.
I'm guessing, as just with Vico and Semois, I guess this is a good game. When the church goes down on Semois and Vico, it's a good game. When the church goes down on Kolodny, I guess it's a good game too.
Have a look at that SU-76 assault gun for Seb. He's using it to counter the bunker, and it seems to be doing it pretty quickly.
That's a lot of damage to buildings, actually. I'm not exactly sure of its gun modifiers, if it has any, but yeah, combined with the stolen pack, that bunker goes down real quick.
Yep.
Looks to me that Twister is kind of confined in his base. He's a little bit base pinned. All of his infantry is back there waiting for the bunker to upgrade, which he just finished up, to a medic station to heal up his Pios, Grants, and P-Grants back at base. But at the same time, he does have the south, but he's now going to lose it to all of these conscript squads out from Seb, recapturing all of the territories down south. At the same time, 3 infantry squads, 2 flamers now, and 1 guard squad is reclaiming all of the north.
And that mortar kind of being ineffectual there, didn't do anything to prevent the cap call. Oh, that, take it back, that was quite a big hit. Wiped out 2 conscript members, squad down half strength.
Yeah, he's got 3 kills on that mortar right now. He's done a little bit of damage to the MG as well, but it hasn't really paid off right now. It was most likely, I think, that Twister didn't really have enough fuel or an excess of manpower to actually tech and then build something. He needed to build something, and he needed something to get MGs out of buildings.
From the SU-76 there onto the MG position. Forces the MG retreat immediately. But the pack is set up. But the pack does not get a shot.
No luck for that pack to get a shot off from the SU-76 before it backs out, actually, and we didn't have a rifle nade fire at the building. I thought that Twister was going to rifle nade that building with the combat engineers and the guard squad in it, but I believe that the mortar is opening up on it right now, so they most likely will be forced to vacate. Seb gets out of the way, gets out of the building, he's going to go for this sector, and that will mean that Twister will have 0 sectors in his control if he loses that.
And Seb's going to keep on that MG. It's keep an eye on that MG, getting very low temperature there, hanging out in the middle of a blizzard with no cover at all, and those crew members are going to start freezing to death if he's not careful.
Especially during blizzards, you gotta pay attention to the temperature of your infantry, and if they are starting to freeze to death, get close to a fire pit, getting a building or getting a garrisonable vehicle will also keep your guys warm, basically.
It's got also a conscript squad out there. This looks like it's getting very cold as well.
This blizzard has really set in right now. The SU-76 is going to open up on the pack. He might get a lucky shot, and he does.
And destroys the gun too.
Yeah, it's unrecruitable right now. It's just a piece of metal, a piece of rubble sitting on the map. Not much use for anyone.
And Seb's noticed how cold his troops are and he's cycling them around the fire pit there. Good call, keep those guys nice and healthy.
Orders firing away, I'm guessing at the building outside of his base. Yeah, exactly, with the combat engineers equipped with a flamethrower. Conscript goes real close to the enemy base. The base MGs opens up on him, but he hits the dirt, and that's gonna keep him safe from the suppression.
No, I wonder if it's just there for line of sight, because the SU-76 is on the field now as well. There isn't really any tanks for him to kill right now. Here comes the, sorry, I meant the SU-85 is on the field. SU-76 is moving up perhaps to barrage?
He's most likely looking to maybe get rid of these bunkers so he can actually enter the enemy base and just be a major annoyance to Twister right now. He's completely base pinned. He's got some sneaky pyos that cap the BP up in the north. He needs to stop the drain right now. He's down to 240 already.
And Russian sniper squad starting to put in work as well.
There's those guys with their camo clothing. I really like those guys. You can actually get either the male sniper team or the female sniper team, completely random as far as I know. These male snipers on winter versions have these nifty camo clothing. And I know that, as you could have seen in the beginning of our cast tonight, we had some cycling splash screens actually made by one of WMD's members called Tricky. He made those very cool looking splash screens for us that we use in the beginning of every shoutcast. And there you can see one of the female spring sniper teams, and they also have camo clothes.
Yeah, those screens were looking pretty cool.
Tricky is an amazing artist.
Yeah, it seems like Seb's really got a stranglehold again on this map, and it looks like the theme of Russian dominance is continuing for the moment. The Tilly's gonna have to work really hard to push this force off, but he has got the right units to do it. That pack gun's going to start putting in work, and it's already taken the SU-85 down to half health.
Yeah, the SU-85 did get a little bit too close to that pack, which is now getting barraged by the SU-76, which has almost been fully repaired. Is most likely going to be able, with one bullseye rocket, to decrew this pack. It's not moving out of the way. Reds retreat through the artillery barrage as well, but they managed to survive it, and they're back at base for their medics to actually patch them up a bit.
Yeah, that barrage ability on the SU-76 has been, has really done a number on the fixed axis weapons.
Yeah, it's extremely mobile artillery piece, and you can basically use it to counter any support weapons of the Germans, MGs and packs especially, prime targets.
And is the barrage ability similar munitions to the barrage ability on the Russian AT gun?
I believe that the barrage ability is actually just on a timer for the Su-76 right now. The AT gun costs 60 munitions to use the artillery barrage.
That's right. You're completely correct.
But the cooldown is quite lengthy. I think it's almost 30 to 60 seconds, somewhere in the vicinity.
60-second cooldown, I believe.
Yeah. Very lengthy. A minute is a long time in Competitive Heroes. It's only been 20 minutes in the game, and look at the dominance that Seb is setting up right now. He's basically pinning Twister in his base. He's trying to exit up in the north, that there are 2 VPs right there, and that's what you need to actually win. He wants resources as well, obviously, but you gotta stop the drain.
And interesting, at some point Seb lost his sniper squad, didn't see that, but he's just replaced it with a brand new female one.
Well, the men are out of action, so let the females have a punt at it and see if they can work it out.
Meanwhile, Tiddy's keeping his infantry very grouped up here. Nice use of combined arms between the MG and the Grenadiers. They're steadily starting to push north outside of his base.
I like how Seb's actually taken this opportunity to run into the German base, as he saw all of the German infantry basically exit the base in the north. The Su-76 trying to decrew this pack. It's Vet 2 now. It's done so much damage. It got Vet 2. It's actually not... It doesn't actually have a single kill. The Su-76 was killed by something else.
Weird. It must be maybe a long-range Panzerfaust?
I'm not exactly sure what kill it. Might have been small arms fire. The Su-76 is very lightly armored, so you can kill it with various things. Small arms fire might be enough to polish it off. It is very damaged, I guess.
There's a nice attack from Seb there. Not very subtle, mind, but definitely put the wind up 20 for a little bit.
It is still trying to hold on. Stolen pack gets decrewed by Grens and P-Grens, and now finally he gets some breathing room. He's going to be able to exit his base right now.
Grenadiers reporting objective capture.
And you get the feeling that, again, Tech might be starting to tell a bit of the story here with Seb in T4. He needs to make sure he's got appropriate counters. Ah, it's another Su-76 assault gun built. Not a bad idea since the first one was so successful.
Well, the first one did make a nice dent in the German army, killed the pack, killed plenty of infantry as well with his barrages and MGs and whatnot, so it's not a bad investment, and they're fairly cheap actually. I believe they're, I can't even remember how much they are, but they're very cheap.
According to my notes, 160 fuel, 160 manpower, 55 fuel, that is cheap.
Yeah, it is cheap. You get a load of them, but they're not very good against anything that's medium armor and up.
Yeah, you got Panthers and stuff rolling out, they're going to get proper fucked. But in the absence of heavy Axis armor, which is the situation we're seeing now, and look at the pack position in his base. He's just holding it back there. He's concerned that Seb might be running back on his front door at any second.
Well, he did lose both of the southern base MGs, so the Soviets can enter the base at will now. There's still two of them in the north, so one of them actually covers quite a large portion of the base in the north there. Other one basically covers the entrance to the base. But apart from that, the Soviets can come in from the south and just swoop in and kill anything they want.
Yeah, he's going to need to be extra vigilant. It's a very good move from Seb taking that base MG out, as it's going to make City that much more paranoid.
Double snipers out now from Seb. He's just basically rubbing it in right now. He is basically sitting quite confident, and he knows that his army is stronger than his opponent's army right now. He has the map dominance. He has all of the resources on the map basically, and he's now reclaiming the northern 2 VPs up there, and he's going to continue to drain on Twister, which is now down to almost below 100. 117 VPs remains before this match is over. But finally, Twister has made his choice.
And Seb's getting some warnings about cold troops. He's going to need to be careful there.
Twister's choice being the Tiger on the field now. Just hit the field. He's rolling up north. He's going to support all the infantry, and this pack gun is now feeling more confident. Not going to be staying back in the base any longer. I got the Tiger buddy on the field.
It's not a bad call. That single Su-85 might not be enough to handle a rampaging Tiger.
Shouldn't be. I think Seb now needs to basically fight with combined arms to be able to tackle this Tiger, because one is not going to be enough. It's going to take quite a long time to whittle it down to 0% health.
And he needs just a little bit more AT beyond the single Su-85 he's fielding at the moment.
Building another Su-85 or?
Nope, right now.
He needs another one. Two is a good number against the Tiger. You can fend it off, and it's not going to be able to just roll right in there and try to circle strafe your one Su-85. But against one, he's easily going to be able to take it out. But with superior micro and combined arms, especially if you use button on guards, for example.
Su-76 is out of position if the Tiger pushes forward. You might see him.
If you check your fog of war right now, Sarge, you can see during a blizzard, you cannot see anything.
Yeah, no, they can see each other now.
So close! So close! Oh, he gets buttoned and
misses.
Misses, actually.
And that Su-76 says, no thank you. I'm not paid to fight Tigers. I think we've got anti-tank tanks for that. I'm just going to hang out the back here and barrage some stuff.
Yeah, the snipers are doing some nice legwork for Seb right now. He's decrewing MGs, he's forcing off the infantry support. The Grenadier squad was forced to retreat. The P-Gren squad is a prime target for these two snipers as well. Everything is flashing up in the north now against this, around this fuel point and the northern VPs. Tiger has taken a beating,
that's
beating
very
from this
low.
SU. But the SU is under fire from that vet 3 pack now.
He needs to move. No, he's toast.
Goodbye. Tiger's going to be able to survive. The Pios get right on the repairing duty, but I'm not exactly sure if it's going to be enough. Twister being down to 47 VPs.
Another Su-85 is being ordered, and it's going to take him a while to repair that Tiger.
Oh, Pios got sniped out, and MGs opened up on it as well. So the repairing Pios are down. The Tiger's gonna move in. However, this SU-85 is not on the field yet from Seb, so he's got no proper counter to this Tiger now.
And that SU-76 needs to GTFO.
He's trying to run away, but I think the Tiger's a bit quicker. He was going for the snipers.
Sniper squadron pulls back.
Grens going down south, vet 2 Grens from Twister. He knows he needs VPs, so he sent one sneaky squad down there, but there's actually a conscript squad and a flamer combat engineer down there.
Yeah,
they're going to be able to stop
take care of that.
Here comes the new SU-85 now from Seb. Finally hit the field. That's going to be enough, most likely, to kill this Tiger, as it is fairly badly damaged, down to 40% health or so. These Grens are trying to hold on, but the combat engineers actually stopped the decap. So the drain is still on, down to 30 VPs from Twister. Hard-fought game so far, but I think he's going to be out of action soon.
Yeah, it's like Seb just had a very strong kind of late early game to middle game. And it's very hard to come back from that kind of dominance.
Gotta beat IL-2, yeah. He actually forces off the Grens, he's forced to retreat. He does wipe the VP and stops the drain at 26.
And the Tiger is butt into the SU-85's moving up, and is going to be able to put the hurt on here.
Not getting lucky with the penetrating shots against that Tiger. It is very low health, but he did escape the button from the guards.
And the IL-2 striker run seems to be focusing on the infantry at the moment. You really wanted to lay some hurt down on that tank.
Yeah, the IL-2 basically has quite a large reticule where you put it, and it's gonna bombard that specific area. It's not like the German strafe. That thing basically targets whatever it feels like it sometimes.
The sniper teams. Yeah. Pack's about to get decrewed. Yeah, there it goes.
Oh, that was vet 3 pack as well. I think Twister is going to be hurting for AT now. His Tiger is badly damaged. He's being forced off. There's infantry all over the place. He's basically sitting in a corner with a one-man vet 2 MG with snipers rolling up on him.
Look at that SU-76 right in front of the Tiger. What are you doing? Oh, he wanted to kill the MG.
Oh, the SU might live, or it might not. I'm not exactly sure. The Tiger is most likely going to try to get the killing shot on it before he escapes. Deflects the SU-85 shot on the frontal armor, and he's going to be able to reverse out of there. But 12 VPs, even though he's actually built himself a half track, loaded up 2 Grens and went down south for that VP.
Yeah, but with Seb capping the northerly VP, I just don't think it's going to make enough difference. Too little, too late.
12 VPs and ticking down, nothing in the vicinity off the north of this Kolodny Firma winter version from Twister. And here comes the IL-2 Stormovik once again. It's going to hit all of his infantry in the center. Oh, polishes off the entire Gwen squad. No, no, he got in the half track with one guy. One guy managed to survive somehow.
The snipers complete the cap of the VP in the north. Less than 5 points now, I think this is it.
IL-2 almost kills that half track, and the VPs bleed down to 0 for Twister. He loses this game. That means that Seb takes 1 game off Twister. Twister takes 1 game off Seb. 1-1. And we're going to go to a deciding game 3 once again in this tournament. Competitive Heroes 2, the TFN Competitive Heroes 2 World Championship, and Tommy and Sarge will be coming up soon for Game 3. Don't forget to scroll down during this break we're taking between loading up replays, and check out the community section especially. Check that out. Follow all of the streamer guys there. They're all cool guys. I recommend all of them. They're awesome. Game.